very excited to hear it. So we're going to all be listening to that intro for the podcast together here. Let's take a listen.
David
Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
You're listening to
30-minute half hour
I hope you guys have checked out David Collins' 30-minute half hour
podcast
featuring great guests like Andy Fiore, Katie Burke, and Cardiff Electric.
Never heard of these guys.
Hey, Joey, relax.
He's either hilarious or hates me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, by the way, man. Thank you for watching it with you and your mother. I hope I was able to make you guys laugh a little bit in a hospital setting. I know that
Certainly, and it's not
sometimes.
often that she gets to smile anymore, so it's great that she had that opportunity with your special.
Means a lot, dude, so thank you.
Oh, this is the best podcast I've ever been on. This was the most fun.
Wow, what a compliment.
Yo, thanks for keeping this guy going and kicking ass and taking names. I don't know if I can swear on this, so I'm sorry if I messed that up, but dude,
Well, we try to keep it a family show, but as you could see by that opening segment, we're getting a little edgier than we're used to,
Yes.
but our audience seems to be enjoying it.
This was tremendous. Thank you for having me, I guess.
I just want to say this is probably the best day of my life, Dave. I had a really great time.
This was a
That's
great time.
We'll have to have you back in the future. You've done
I'd love
such a
to come
good job
back.
in those games. Do you know Austin Ingalls?
I love Austin.
He did a
Ingalls.
great job on these games, and we're looking to have him back.
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. It was really great to be a part of the show. I hope you get Jerry back. I hope that they find him, and I wish you and your viewers the best.
Hi there. I'm calling to leave a voicemail for David Collins.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hi, David. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good morning. This voicemail is for David Collins. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Big up, David.
Hey, Dave. First-time caller.
Hey, David. This is Dan McCullough calling in.
Hey, David. Real glad to hear you on the air again.
Hi, David. This is Deborah, a longtime listener of your show.
David Collins, longtime caller, first-time listener. I love the show.
That's perfect. Everybody listening? Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? And that's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? What a great episode. That's perfect. Everybody listening? I've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been the best.
You're listening to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour podcast.
That is great radio.
Starring David Collins.
I've been known as a bit of a hot interviewer, and I need to confront you on something here.
You've seen him on KMKF or 30-minute half-hour show. But now, with his very own podcast featuring the best comedians and broadcasters from all over this great country of ours.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but I'm also a large fan of comedy.
Now here's your host, David Collins.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Drive Time David Collins. We've got a great third mic in here, too. I was a little frazzled getting started here because he just arrived. But we're here. We're ready for the show, and I'm really excited for today. We got a lot to talk about today, and I think in the latter half of the show, but one of Matt Ferry's Post 4 podcast guests was arrested this week, and we have some of that footage, and we want to talk about that and really get into this character a little bit, and then we're probably going to drop it since he'll be serving some time, it sounds like. Might not have him back on the show anytime soon.
Yeah, he'd be in jail for a little bit.
We wanted to see the rest of the story and follow it along with him, but I guess that's not going to be happening, so we'll get to that later in the show here. I'll pause that. It's a little distracting, but it's nice it gets the morning going, doesn't it?
It fits the vibe.
That's perfect. I've used that song a lot. Yeah. Dar Golan, everybody. What a guy.
Shout out.
And we have third mic Ben Woodfield on the show here. We have some good water cooler talk I'm looking forward to. We watched, I went over with, spent some time with Troy Rigdon, who I'm hoping we get a call from this morning, and we watched SNL together.
That's very cute.
It was romantic.
Oh, yeah.
We played some cards beforehand. But anyway, we're going to talk.
A couple of beers?
We did.
Little bump, perhaps.
Couple of beers. Oh, that's funny. That's one of the sketches.
That was one of the
There we go.
So we'll talk about SNL. Shane Gillis on SNL. I'm sure everybody's really talking about that, but we have, we saw it. Might as well talk about it. People are talking about it. Nobody else talks about these other hosts, and that's one of the things that I wanted to get into. There are these like AI videos that are created when Shane Gillis hosts, but other hosts don't really get that attention. So I'm a little curious what's going on there, and we might talk a little about that there. And we have some a great show. Ben Woodfield's in studio here. He's a
I'd like to weigh in on this point.
Quad Cities comedian. What do you have to say?
What about Shane Gillis? SNL firing him made Shane who Shane is. And coincidentally, Shane made SNL relevant again. Because had they not fired him, and people were like, oh, that's what they fired him over. This guy's actually really funny. I'm going to watch him do stuff. Then he gets to come as this huge star on Saturday Night Live and get people to actually watch the show. Because no one watched it for years beforehand.
I think people are watching. In fact, if you watch their intro, they're really kind of self-congratulating themselves in every intro. They're saying, oh, look at how popular we are.
Yeah, it's all 'cause of
So
Shane.
apparently people are watching. They fooled me, at least.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a little tired of the Shane Gillis, to be honest. All I see, I call him the Bud Light guy now. He's just doing commercials. Isn't he a little young to be doing these commercials? Anyway, we'll get into that, I'm sure. I want Ben to introduce himself, but he's a big fan of this Shane Gillis fella.
Yeah, you could say so.
You kind of look like him. You ever thought about growing a mustache?
I've tried. I just look
So
more
does he.
trans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't grow any. It's all patchy.
Interesting. You do have kind of longer hair.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that? That's kind of interesting about, especially here in the Midwest. You ever notice that if you see like a larger man with longer hair, you have to ask yourself, am I going to misgender this fella?
Usually not.
Isn't that strange?
Have you ever been misgendered?
It's kind of a Midwest thing.
More often than I care to talk about.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what was the craziest one?
Craziest one was I was helping my mom put groceries away. This was back in high school. And thank you.
Congratulations.
This dumb broad said, oh, you two ladies are so helpful, helping each other out. And I turned around, she's like, oh, you're not a lady. I'm like, no, I'm not. Thank you for realizing that as soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was misgendered.
It's a face shot. From behind, you give her credit. You say it's anybody's mistake.
Yeah, especially with my juicy ass, apparently.
You are voluptuous.
Front, top half, bottom half, it looks like a frog back there. I'm very glad we have a nice chair to sit on. I can't sit on most chairs.
Oh, we do it. We do have a very comfy, weight-inclusive chair.
Right,
that was an issue that they had on The Breakfast Club recently. Did you see that, Charlemagne the God?
Yeah, I saw that.
They had a large woman there, and she couldn't really... They had to find her a new chair. They tried to give her a chair with arms.
Oh, kind of like that.
It was like a big prank.
Yeah.
And then they had to pull over half a couch. My mother thought it was very funny. She was sending me clips. I said, you don't watch this show. She said, I know.
But when they make fun of a fat chick, she's all for it.
Right.
Yes.
Good pun. I don't even think you know what you just said there. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time David Collins. We have a happy March 5th, by the way. It's the new month, which is always exciting. Anybody in the live chat this morning, remember to call in on Discord if anybody wants to say good morning this morning or participate in any of the subjects. I think we're going to get into one of these here. What's going on in the live chat?
Yeah, we got old school Dave in there, and then we got a Zach Hoyle telling Ben to sit up straight and stop interrupting.
Oh,
hold on.
Good morning, Zach Hoyle.
Coming to us live from his work's bathroom. Enjoy that men's stall, buddy.
I wanted to get into some water cooler talk here, and we like to talk about water cooler talk. Of course, Drive Time David Collins. It's a show for people to listen to on their way to work. Maybe when they get to work, they want to have something to talk about around the water cooler. A little bit of current events things. Now, one of these, a little iffy. You probably don't really want to talk about Trump that much around the water cooler. It's a little contentious.
Could be very polarizing in the good or bad way.
But a lot of people were talking about it.
Do you have the water cooler video? I thought we were going to show Ben that one.
I kind of put it on pause there. I don't know.
All right.
We kind of broke it down last week, and I didn't even know if we were just going to run through it.
Ben gets water cooler talk, right?
I absolutely do.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, we're
Go
good.
ahead.
But, when it comes to a tough news story, it's always easier to digest it with either a joke or a song.
Had some very good
I found this.
discussions
So
with
this is a great way to
Russia. I
take in the
spoke
news.
with President Putin, and we're going to try and bring this to a close. It's something that you want and that he wants. We're going to have to negotiate a deal. We're trying to solve a problem. You don't have the cards. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. You don't have the cards. Having cards, right? You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
What do you think about this, Ben?
I think that we have to solve this fentanyl crisis that are killing all the good rappers, because this is what happens in a world where we don't have Eazy-E.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You always shoot. That's what I like about you.
Yeah, I don't often land. Like, my hit to miss percentage is way off the charts, but I am trying to shoot.
That's great.
That's all you can do.
Right.
I had to watch this. I feel like after I watched this about 6 times back to back.
We can keep it rolling.
And I really enjoyed it. And I thought, oh, this is better than watching the press conference.
I didn't know his first name was like Vladimir.
You didn't know his first name was Vladimir?
No.
It was actually Vladimir.
I don't think he had a first name, to be honest.
Oh.
That was just Zelensky.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of Hispanic people don't have middle names, I've heard recently.
But they have 2 last names.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Maybe Ukrainian, they don't have first names. But apparently they do. It's Vladimir. He's spooky.
But they gave much less. No.
It's Battle of the Lads. Why are they talking about that?
I think it's a bad look. I think people like to think Vladimir is a bad name.
Yeah.
I like each other. This is not a love match. I've stopped wars. I've stopped many wars. People will tell you I stopped wars that nobody ever heard about. Putin began this war. He has to pay all.
I laughed so hard when I first heard that line. You listen to Trump at all? He says these things, and they're just unverifiable, and I love it. You can't say that. You can't just say something that nobody could prove.
Oh, you totally can't. I don't think anybody realizes Trump is 79 years old. My main
He's
job
looking older.
in this world is to take care of people that age, because we don't trust them to drive to their own doctor's appointments anymore.
Interesting. That's what you're doing these days.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing these days. So they just say whatever they want.
So you got a good eye. You say, this guy could use a lift.
Oh, yeah. And the best part is, well, I'm related to most of them, that if you get mad at them for something that they said, they then get on the defensive and be like, you don't like me because I'm old.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like,
Pull that card.
Trust me, I wouldn't like you if you were a young fascist either.
Wow. So they have their own race card they're pulling.
Oh, yeah.
He's elderly.
They think that it gets them out of jail free, and I don't buy it.
Right. Oh, that's a clever way of putting that. You think anybody's ever said that?
Yeah, I think it's ever worked.
Get out of jail free. Well, I don't know I don't know the edits though. Whoever made this is a little confusing. Isn't that a pastor?
Yeah, it's I forget his name. He's in a little trouble too.
You don't have the cards.
Anyway, I think it just wraps up with the chorus again here, but I thought we'd jump to the end and see if anything interesting happened.
Osmond or something like that.
This is going to be great television.
But this is one of the best things about the 21st century. You think of a news story, you say, hey, what's this news story? You type in the news story, and then you just put remix at the end.
Oh.
And you'll probably find something.
Yeah.
A little tip there.
Like the Leprechaun remix, we can play that during St. Patrick's Day.
The Leprechaun remix?
Have you ever seen that?
No, I'm not
You all
sure.
seen
We'll
the
have
Leprechaun
to
say
write
yeah?
that down and play it for St. Patrick's Day.
You
I'm
seen
really.
it?
I have not seen it.
What are we
Nobody
going to do
has.
for St. Patrick's Day? We should do something exciting for that show. Is it a Wednesday?
It's a Monday. Remember
Oh.
from the city council meeting.
Right, which we're going to get to. Our friend of the show, Austin Goodman, there interrupted a city council meeting and got himself arrested this week, and we're going to be playing a little of that later in the show.
He's got a little Trump in him.
He does.
He's the best.
He would hate to hear that, I imagine.
You mean-
I'm not
you
really
mean- you mean
sure.
a rap sheet?
I think he's
Pause,
apolitical.
right?
Well, it depends. He wrote a letter to Trump. Maybe he's open to the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever gets his laws passed there. But anyway, we'll get into that later. We have an interesting subject coming up here. Now, did you watch the Oscars, Ben?
No, I did not.
That's all right. Well, we're going to get to that later. I wanted to show everybody. I'm sure everybody's already talking about this too. We're really covering tread territory, I think, today. But just because we wanted to give people things to talk about the water cooler.
It's a heated water cooler today.
I noticed that people, not a lot of people noticed this. I asked some people, I said, "Did you see Casey Anthony's back?" And they said no. And then they looked into it, and they were a couple days late to it. But Casey Anthony's back. She's rebranding herself. Did you see this, Ben?
Yeah, actually, I did. This is.
She's your type, isn't she?
I'd support it. Yeah.
You like a mom.
I mean, I like baby killers more, but.
Wow. Anyway.
It's just a really
shooting. We're shooting.
We're shooting, dude.
All right, let's take a little listen to Casey Anthony this year. Did everybody see this?
For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony.
She's back.
The jury find the defendant not guilty.
You know, and me and Casey Anthony can kind of relate on things. We were both kind of excluded from the world for a little bit. Her longer, really.
Yeah.
I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008.
More than 15 years after Casey Anthony became infamous,
she hasn't aged a day since she murdered her
She
daughter.
really hasn't. Like, is there something about sin that makes your skin look so
Obama had gray hair after 2 years in office.
Well, yeah, but Casey Anthony didn't have launch codes.
The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself.
The true crime figure resurfaces and rebrands on TikTok.
I am a...
Does she have a Dupaco tattoo?
She is so glowy. Like, what is her skincare routine? I'm genuinely curious. Like, I don't...
Well, this is a filter, I'm sure, Ben.
I mean, maybe.
You know about filters.
Somewhat. I probably should know more about them, given my current looks.
No, you do mostly videos. You're not much of a picture guy.
Not much of a picture guy. Although I will say, if my mom figured out you can have skin like that by murdering a child, I may not be here next week.
Aren't you the oldest?
Yeah.
Why would she choose you? Your firstborn, I guess.
The other two, they're twins. They're codependent. They're both in committed relationships with weird girls. It's
I
the
see.
whole thing. I'm more expendable for good skin.
We talk about a little codependency later, too.
Right. Actually, you're very on theme.
You
I
checked
am
the
a
show notes
researcher.
before?
I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity,
Let's give her a chance, everybody.
feel
What
that
does she
it's
have to
Yeah, you
say?
can't
necessary if
forget
I'm
she's
going
heard
to
about.
continue to
She found out
operate
about COVID one day.
appropriately as a legal advocate that I start to advocate for myself. And also
She's been
advocate for my
around.
daughter.
Casey's
sorry.
laid low since her acquittal in the murder of 2-year-old daughter Kaylee, but now she's promising raw, uncut, and unfiltered legal advocacy, all from inside her car.
She's the bane of
Isn't she still
legal
in
advocacy.
Isn't she still looking for her daughter's murderer?
I think that was OJ there, David.
That'd be a good.
She's looking
My
real
goal
hard, too.
is to continue
I
to
think she
help
got her.
give
That'd be a
voice
good
to people,
collab.
To give people
She should have stolen that. She should have opened with this. Hello, Twitter world. He's not here anymore.
tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. Still going to keep my
I think she's got an issue with one of her
privacy
bottom
intact,
teeth,
so-
though. Anybody see that? Casey Anthony, breaking news, broke bad teeth.
get very comfortable
I
with
wonder
my
if there's a
car.
local orthodontist we could recommend.
And I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy.
This comes after her.
All right. Interesting take. But Casey Anthony,
She's back.
you think she's going to write a book on cancel culture?
You know what?
That seems like the most natural
first
step.
off, she won't write it. A ghostwriter will. Like, let's not give these
Her daughter.
celebs too credit. Okay, that was good. Yeah.
What if she's on Tinder? Seeing a girl instructor talk to her.
That'd be a good question. You should get a VPN and try to find her location and just scan on Tinder for Casey Anthony. There's probably a lot of fake Casey Anthonys out there.
Oh, easily. She's probably under like Trudy or Callie or something. It's not going to be Casey.
Casey.
Although, do you
what
think
else
she
do we have here?
So you know the superstar dating website Raya, right?
Right. No, I mention it all the time. Nobody ever knows what I'm talking about. I make
Thank you.
jokes about it all the time.
Raya.
She's definitely on Raya, right?
I'm not sure.
I've heard some people who are on Raya who are way less famous than Casey Anthony.
Right.
Like who?
Well, I think any attractive woman's able to really get on there. I think that's kind of how it works, and then it's
Oh, yeah. So
celebrities, but they want a pool of people to attract the celebrities.
Right.
Anyway,
Who do you know on there?
Basically anybody who's ever had like a bit part on a sitcom if they're hot.
Oh, nice.
who do you know
Like
that's
dude
had a big
from
part on a
like chick
sitcom?
From Kevin Can F himself.
Who?
You ever seen that show? Kevin Can F himself.
No.
Matt's got a new favorite show. He likes
Yeah.
to tell everybody about it. It's a
Kevin
sitcom.
kidnapped
Why don't you
himself.
describe
F
that show
himself.
briefly for our audience? Anybody in the live chat here know this show? I'm a big fan of TV.
It's just like a sitcom, but then it's as soon as the main character's not in the shot, it goes to a drama.
Oh.
It's kind of wild.
So it's a
actually really good.
sitcom, except they show the scenes where the battered wife is by herself crying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Fun.
Kevin Won't Die? What's the show?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
All right. Shout out
Kevin
Netflix.
kidnapped himself.
Netflix
F
is
himself.
back.
F.
Oh, Kevin can go F himself?
Yeah, something like that. It's like 4 words. Kevin Can F himself.
Perfect.
I feel like we need a Jamie type. But I don't think there's room for 4 in this room.
Right. Well, there is.
Oh.
We've had 4 in here. Many times.
Okay. 4 not including Ben Whitfield. Like,
Right.
I count for at least a dude and a half.
That's true. When we had David Collins, 30-minute half-hour #1 fan in here, we had Dan McCullough, and she's a smaller lady, so it fits well. You can fit a larger man in here, too.
Right.
Anyway, we watched this. Did you watch SNL this week with Shane Gillis?
I've seen the clips.
I thought it was great. I didn't know. I was excited to see that they allowed Shane Gillis to do his Trump impression.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday Night Live episode, Mike Myers hilariously portrayed Elon Musk, while Shane Gillis took on the role of Donald Trump in a memorable cold open.
Donald, what are you doing in my office?
Myers, known for his iconic
It was great seeing Shane Gillis in the cold open this week, too. You don't see that a lot of the time. Usually the host isn't part of the cold open.
comedic roles, captured Musk's eccentric personality with precision, while Gillis's Trump
Look at him. He doesn't even look like Shane Gillis. He does such a good impression.
parody delivered laughs with his spot-on impressions. The sketch poked fun at both figures in a humorous blend of satire and exaggeration. From Musk's quirky mannerisms to Trump's classic bravado, this SNL moment had viewers entertained.
All right, so of course, Shane Gillis didn't play Trump at all during the SNL sketch. This is a bit of a goof here, but there's a lot of these. We have another one here. I'll get to or jump to real quick. I hope I didn't ruin anything. I just highlighted everything.
Has tapped Shane Gillis to host Saturday Night Live for a second time. We get it. Lorne, nobody is going to tell you who you can and can't hire.
So there's a slew of just AI videos that come out when Shane Gillis hosts SNL. And most of them have very negative opinions. That one that was incorrect had the only positive opinion and said, oh, he did a great Trump impression. So I'm not really sure what that was about. But there are dozens and dozens of these that just give a scathing review of Shane Gillis on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what's going on there. But I have a theory. You had a theory too, right?
Maybe.
I
Throw
think
a lot out there.
because they write these articles, right? This used to be a big thing Vice would do, where they would have people on their staff doing tweets, and then they would take a screenshot of their staff's tweet and put it in an article and say, "Oh, this is what people are saying." And I think I'm suspicious that people are creating these videos and then they get pulled in an article and people say, "This is what people are saying." And it's just a bunch of AI nonsense. I think that's kind of what's going on. But why Shane Gillis is still such a target is beyond me. I don't understand what's going on. Is it just for the clicks? These videos get 30 views.
Yeah, I couldn't begin to tell you. I think this whole like AI trend is ridiculous. Apparently, only like 40% of actual web traffic is people anymore. The other 60% are bots and other like info dump scams.
That makes sense. You'd think it'd be more.
Yeah, well,
There are infinite bots out there. There are limited people.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess bots do grow exponentially.
40%. We're doing a pretty good job on keeping the bots down.
Right, but I also feel like the bots they like get replaced. Like you're only gonna be able to run one bot so many times before you have to stop using that bot.
Is that what you think?
Maybe. Like I don't think the bot like changes over time. Like isn't it just like one program to do one specific thing?
Are you asking now?
Yeah, I'm asking. I don't know.
It's
how
really
bots
you've lost
work.
all.
You think
of the
there's one
confidence.
bot, so like we don't like those bots?
Yeah, I'm sure there's like bot gangs. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a version of like a Polish bot that no one likes.
Shane Gillis on SNL.
Can we
Probably the
declare
ones that make
Grant
these
Gillis
videos.
experiment over now?
Yeah, I bet the Polish bot uses what's never mind. 2 of binary. I couldn't think of it.
We've got
Use
a clear
what?
view of what Gillis, the cast member, would have looked like. A nondescript guy who struggles for a season before
lady in the
fading
back
into
likes him
an
more this
SNL
year.
trivia question.
Oh, the musician?
This
Yeah,
conclusion
remember
isn't
last year
an
everybody was saying
indictment
that
of
she didn't like
Gillis
him?
the stand-up.
Let's see which lady here. Back here.
Right here, there.
We'll get a little view here. So the man in between Shane Gillis and that white-haired guy. The white-haired guy always stands out to me.
Yeah.
But the lady, she didn't like him. She was laughing this week.
She looks like she's smiling this year. Last year, people were saying she didn't like him, but she probably just didn't know who he was.
Oh, that's good. Good for Shane Gillis.
So winning the band.
Whether or not he's your cup of Bud Light, his politically incorrect, MAGA-friendly everyman
good.
appeal isn't hard to understand. But that persona makes for forgettable sketch comedy characters.
Ouch.
Especially when the last 2 seasons have featured another comic with a clueless white guy vibe who does SNL so much better in Nate Bargatze. He has
Nate Bargatze. So this video goes on to make a big comparison between Shane Gillis and Nate Bargatze, saying Nate Bargatze did it better. Get out of here, Shane.
So we have Nate Bargatze bots now. Like the bots are now pro Nate Bargatze.
Right.
Like
that makes a lot of sense. ChatGPT likes clean comedy.
It must. I think that we should just start going to the streets here at this point. If the bots have come down from the heaven and decided we like this comedian and not that comedian, and yet no one has healthcare, what are we doing here?
Right.
It seems like the world's weirdest
Well, I think the
set of
bots are being
priorities.
influenced. I don't think these
Oh.
bots are just out on their own
No, there's
creating
no way.
Shane Gillis
Bots are
content.
saying give them circus and games or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Who watches SNL anymore?
Bread
Just
and
bots?
circuses.
Yeah, give them bread and circus.
Yeah, well, so they can make the clips for the consumers. But even the consumers aren't consuming the clips like they used to.
Right. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to have an aneurysm here in about 5 seconds.
So that was our Shane Gillis, Elon Musk coverage, or Shane Gillis SNL coverage. What do you think about that? We just want to touch on it.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I thought it was very funny.
I
really enjoyed it.
I thought he
Weekend
was really
Update's so drab these days. I like the 2 minutes that they do jokes, but they bring on these terrible characters. They constantly laugh at the camera. I don't like when the people on the show are having more fun than I am watching.
Exactly. Like Weekend Update was peak with people like Norm Macdonald when it was just a funny take on the news. And that's easy to do. I don't know why you have to bring on a character to do basically what
Here to tell us about it, Goofy McGoofster.
Yeah, that's
it's always something, and then they say, "Woo, look at me. I'm a new person that needs 2 minutes of screen time because this is the only opportunity I get."
It's just improv on a high level.
Maybe it's one of those humiliation rituals.
I don't even think it goes that far because it's not even who's paying attention to that. If you look at like what gets repurposed for YouTube, all of the like Weekend Update clips, they never include the characters that people do. Never once. It's all jokes.
Drunk uncle. Anyway. Could you turn that off? I don't know why that turns on by itself. You flip that and you push the bottom right hand button and you push off. Bottom right hand. Thank you. It's turned on twice.
That's weird.
I turn it off. It turns back on. I'm not sure what's going on this morning. I had a bit of a weird morning, and that's even weirder. Speaking of weird mornings, my weird morning has been weird. I woke up this morning. You see I'm dressed very nice. Not really sure why. I decided I wanted to dress nice. I thought that'd be nice for the show. I woke up this morning. I was standing outside briefly, and a truck drove by, and they dropped a piano off in front of my house.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that weird? So I brought it inside. I said, I don't know what to do with this. And I was, on other news, I was also weirder. Yesterday, I was talking with a phone sex operator. Her name was Georgia. And now she's trying to extort me for a bunch of money. So I flew to Ohio, and I dealt with this, and now I'm back.
That is a weird
It's a weird morning.
Yeah. My morning consisted of getting woken up at 5:15 a.m. to David Collins in my apartment.
Oh, well, it's been a long night for me. What do you expect? Thought I was robbing the place. Just kidding, everybody, of course. Just an Adam Sandler joke here. Because Adam Sandler was participating in the Oscars, the opening monologue. Did you watch the Oscars this year?
For the second time, David, no.
This might be the first time I didn't watch the Oscars.
Here's the thing, is it's just the industry applauding itself.
Good morning, Troy Rigdon. You're live on Drive Time David Collins. Excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off, Ben. Well, why'd you call me? All right, well, we're doing the show, so I hope you have a great morning, Troy. Do you have anything you want to say to our audience?
Yeah, I just wanted to call and say what's up to Benny and Maddie. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Troy.
What's up, Troy?
Good morning.
There's a way he can hear us, isn't it?
I just wanted to call and, well, I guess I can't really tell you this on air, but your test results are back, so call me later. We'll talk about it.
I see. All right, well, thanks again for sticking your finger up my butt.
Hey, anytime, David, anytime.
All right, have a great day, Troy. Troy watched SNL with us, and he had nothing to say about it, I guess, but that's good news about my results.
That's actually bad news about your results. Because they never say, like, oh, hey, we have your results, and we'd like to speak to you in private.
They say
it's good news.
They say, can't you just tell me over the phone? They say, I think you should come in.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like,
You're
you're
right.
not live, though, right now, are you?
Well, you really cut off my my joke there.
About the Oscars?
I was goofing about, I was doing an Adam Sandler bit.
Oh, yeah.
It was Punch Drunk Love was the movie that I was describing.
Oh.
It was the plot of the movie, in a way.
I gotta say, I do not
What's the
care
plot
for
of that
Adam
movie?
Sandler.
Punch Drunk Love?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's very strange, but it's a classic. It's an Adam Sandler movie, 2002, I believe. And speaking of Adam Sandler, he had made an appearance in the Oscars, opening monologue with Conan, with a little bit here, and this kind of grinded my gears, I'll be honest. Now, Adam Sandler, of course, is somebody we all grew up on. We love his movies, and we love his stand-up comedy, his music. Speaking of SNL, he had some of his greatest hit songs were debuted on Weekend Update, Saturday Night Live. And now you see Adam Sandler, and he's just a goofy guy. Say what you will about those money laundering schemes that he was running with those terrible movies to just get his friends a few $1 million every year, whatever's going on. I have no idea what the storyline is there, who's investing in those movies, how that's being... It's strange. He was just making a slew of terrible movies, right? And it seemed intentional. Like he was stealing from the studio, which I'm not sure if I'm against. Right.
You know what? If they thought about giving him money in the first place, and then they lost it, that's just investing 101.
That's true. I'm not sure if he's putting his whole heart in the project, though.
No, but I mean, like, let's be
Is
honest.
that what they're paying for?
Yeah, exactly. Are they paying for that? Is that what they really want? You know, these movies, the whole industry, you can come to them with an idea, and after everyone's touched it and like reformed that clay, it looks nothing like what you originally intended on.
Right.
So how many of these concessions did you end up making before here's the soup too many cooks made?
All's that to say is Adam Sandler gets a pass on any of those possible missteps, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he made Uncut Gems.
But he's a comedian. This kind of bugged me here. So we're going to play this. I'm a little worried that it's going to strike the channel down because these the Oscars here. So we're going to try to play it slow. But I really just want to get to one Adam Sandler line. So Conan's addressing the audience. He's saying, look at us. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful event. We're all dressed nice.
Adam. Conan.
And Adam Sandler, of course, is wearing his classic basketball shorts and hoodie.
I thought that was Tyler Meyerhoff for a second.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tyler Meyerhoff kind of has that same style.
Yeah.
But
What's up, my brother?
so here's Adam Sandler here, and it's a fun joke where he's not dressed up for the Oscars, of course.
What are you wearing?
Who are you wearing?
Right now? I'm asking.
And he's being, so the bit is, of course, Conan is calling out Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler is embarrassed.
You what you're wearing.
Is that Megan Rapinoe behind him?
Nobody even thought about what I was wearing till you brought it up. You're dressed like a guy playing video.
Do they pay him for this?
Pay him with what?
Right. What is it even, is this good? I guess it's fun. I don't
'Cause,
know.
like, he doesn't need them to give him money. He's just sitting there. Like, if you think about it, think about how many people watch the Oscars, and Adam Sandler just got to be in front of them, remind the whole world who he is for free. Like, we would all kill for that kind of publicity.
Well, he doesn't need it. We know Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is the biggest, one of the biggest names in there. Everybody knows Adam Sandler.
Everybody
I
knows
know
Adam
half these
Sandler.
movies that nobody's seen. Nobody really cares. The Oscars is infamous for people. You know, it's they love themselves. This is our
Right.
opportunity to
It's-
congratulate ourselves. Adam Sandler is a comedian. I don't know why he's participating in this. And then comes this this line that kind of bugged me.
Video poker at 2 a.m., Adam. And you know what, Conan? I like the way I look, because I'm a good person. I don't care about what I wear or what I don't wear. Then my snazzy gym shorts and fluffy
I'm playing too much of it in a
uh,
row. I want to get to this line. Yeah, I mean, this is. We get what this is.
sweatshirt offend you so much.
Who's this woman? By the way, Ben, do you know this woman behind him?
Yeah, was that Megan Rapinoe?
No, but I would like to.
I like what she's wearing. She looks like a Doctor Who.
She does.
That you had to mock me in front of my peers.
That's what it was. He says, you're going to mock me in front of my peers. These aren't your peers, Adam Sandler.
No.
I don't see Kevin James anywhere. I mean, who are these people?
Yeah.
The Hollywood elite or Adam Sandler's peers now? Or maybe he just meant,
Oh, Jews.
Right. But I hope that's not what he meant. I mean, look at the beautiful woman in front of him. She's certainly not,
Well, not Ashkenazi.
Right. Maybe Sephoric. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But anyway, Adam
There's
Sandler.
a lot of flavors of Jews, man, in case you were unaware.
Oh, I did not know.
But the Oscars are also infamous for being alleged to have been performing humiliation rituals on people throughout the, famously John Cena with the naked bit last year.
Oh, what do you do?
He came out with an envelope and he was naked. He was in the nude and he addressed, that was the bit. It was a bit about him losing his clothes somewhere. But it was a naked, and some people thought that the Chris Rock, Will Smith thing was a bit of a humiliation ritual.
Oh, was that the Oscars too?
Right.
Huh.
So, and then you see something like this. You say, Adam Sandler, what do you have in your closet besides more of this? That's all he wears. It's kind of the point of the bit. But anyway, Adam Sandler in the Oscars. It kind of drove me crazy, though. What do people think about that? Any opinions on there? It kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
He's a comedian.
Right.
It's just like radio people. You don't want to see radio people rubbing elbows with Hollywood. That's one of the things that kind of bugs people about Howard Stern these days, that he's turned around all the people that he criticized for decades and is now wants to be best friends with them. Adam Sandler doesn't have that same trajectory, but it's just about, stay in your lane, some people might say.
Right. Like, you're a funny guy, you're a chuckle man. You weren't making Oscar-nominated films. You do Uncut Gems, and suddenly you think you're one of, like, the most premier drama actors in the world. It just feels weird.
Well, I wouldn't put all that on him. I think Uncut Gems was a good movie, right?
I'm going to say it's not a good movie. I'm just saying one good movie doesn't undo
Right.
10 Jack and Jills.
Well, I think he's doing this under duress. I don't think he's doing it to pump himself up.
Maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, Adam Sandler in the Oscars.
Riggs Dog thinks it's Aaron Carter's ghost behind him.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
You know what? I got another point. It's a comedian at the Oscars who's not hosting the event.
It's a good
Right.
observation.
That is a good observation.
Because Adam Sandler, they're not going to ask him to host the Oscars.
Maybe it was a personal favor from Conan.
It could have been.
He said, I'd like to have another comedian there to bounce at least one joke back and forth since I'm going to be doing it with these fools all night.
Right.
That turns things around for me. Good morning, everybody. Happy March 5th, Wednesday. It's 8:03 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be getting into our senior grill instructor at 8 a.m. Eastern. Every week, we do our senior grill instructor. Do you know anything about the senior grill instructor, Ben?
I mean, I live with one, so.
The senior grill instructor is off on Tinder, and he's looking for a match. But he just likes grilling. So he tries to find a woman that likes grilling. And very quickly, just like, are you on Tinder?
Unfortunately.
Gets out of hand pretty quickly, doesn't it?
It does.
What do they say? What's a good opening line to you?
I'll let you know as soon as I have to use one.
No, what do they say to you?
They don't.
Oh.
I'm not getting messaged first, David.
I see. You're not on Bumble.
No.
Not buzzing around on Bumble.
What do people use these days? Is it
You
Tinder?
Bumble and Buzz.
I asked this the other day. The kids
Bumble
are
and
on
Ben.
Hinge, right? Or they use Tinder or Hinge?
Tinder, Hinge. I don't know.
Raya. Raya. Are you on Raya?
Raya's only for the famous people. I wish I could be on Raya.
So not yet.
I don't think people are fucking like they used to anymore, David.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Oh,
I'm essentially a 26-year-old teenager.
that's cool.
It's got its
Do you
perks.
skateboard? Skip school?
I do skip school. What else have I done?
Not a woman, apparently. Uh-oh.
Or you, my mom?
I'm just kidding. Well, you said I just
No,
finished the joke, of course. Finish that punchline.
It's all good. Sorry. Jesus Christ, David, you realize I'm like a night person, and I'm having to be here first thing in the morning. This is a challenge.
It's a great morning. I like your sunglasses, by the way. Are you matching? We're wearing similar aviators.
I thought this was like part of a requirement to be on the show.
Some people think that. That's interesting. You didn't dress up for me, though. I like your monk shirt. By the way, everybody, it's going to be tough to see in the camera. Ben is wearing a Dubuque, Iowa Monks Cafe and Bar shirts. It's cool merch, and he's from the Quad Cities, so it's interesting that he had that. Maybe you should take it off, and we can add it to our shirts. We could get a monk shirt. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get one. Anyway, we might not even be in the studio for too much longer here. We got some things in the works, but we'll probably give that update in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, this week's senior grill instructor is with Maggie. And instead of the classic picture, I wanted to use the senior grill instructor profile picture this week for the video listeners. But anyway, why don't we jump into this week's senior grill instructor?
Can you read the description, Ben?
Oh, Ben, why don't you start us off here with the senior grill instructor's description on Tinder?
Hard-working man with a harder-working appetite for grilling. I love to grill and discuss meat. I want to meet you, so swipe right and come meet up. I own the new Genesis E310 gas grill, and if you don't know what the fuck that is, then fuck you. If you got a problem with me beating my own meat, but would never have had an issue with a lovely lady assisting me in the kitchen. Winky face emoji.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a bit of a drill instructor accent.
Well, senior drill instructor.
That's clever.
Thank you. I'm coming back to it. The voice kind of helps you be funny again.
Does it?
It does.
That's good.
Try it.
Maybe. I like using my own voice.
Hardworking appetite for grilling, LOL?
You know it. Some people call it flame therapy. Do you ever grill?
Of course. I love the process, the fire, the smell, the sizzle. Just no meat for me.
What, are you allergic or something? That's my second worst nightmare.
I'm a vegetarian, but I like the smell. It's nostalgic, like a childhood memory or a summer night at a ballpark.
You ever just stand next to someone's burger, be like, damn, that smells good?
Basically, it's like loving the smell of coffee, but not drinking it.
So it's basically like drinking decaf coffee? I could grill you a Beyond Burger. You're like a grill voyeur.
I guess.
So, what do you throw on the grill? Zucchini? Peppers? A little portobello cap?
All of the above, plus halloumi. Ever had grilled halloumi?
I have. It squeaks. It's like the cheese is talking back.
Exactly, a cheese with opinions.
I call it literal cheese, like the piano player. What do you do for work?
I bartend in Iowa City.
Dangerous. That's like grilling, but with drunk people.
Pretty much, but I love it. I meet a lot of weird, interesting people.
Like who? Like someone who grills on a foreman? That's pretty weird to me. Imagine.
Like the guy who tried to pay for his tab with a picture of his dog.
Was it a wiener dog? Is that an innuendo for something?
No, LOL, but I do get hit on a lot. I'm in an open relationship, though, so it's not really a problem.
Oh, so you got a beta boyfriend. He's on the verge of killing himself? I see you set the temperature in this relationship.
We agreed it would help our relationship to see other people, as long as we have open communication and keep the respect for each other.
So let me guess. Your relationship fizzled out, but you're codependent and he bought it initially because it sounded like a good deal for him too? But then he quickly realized that no woman wants to get involved with a man that's in an open relationship.
Wow.
And no man cares if a woman has a boyfriend or not. So it works really well for you. And he's at home playing video games waiting for you to tell him all about your latest conquests. Does that sound right? Does your boyfriend like to grill? He's shooting.
Well, I like how, maybe we will get the senior grill instructor on Grindr. He's thinking about the
maybe,
boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's a good senior grill instructor, everybody. The
She
senior
said,
grill
she said
instructor
it was open.
Would I get,
Yeah.
She closed the door as soon as you started asking questions.
Yeah.
Maybe you fixed the relationship.
Maybe, yeah.
How many bad dates do you have to go on before you say, this open relationship thing is not working out?
I don't know.
Maybe just like one good date with somebody who you actually want to fuck. Like I don't know. It's crazy. Women have it too good these days.
Wow. What a take.
No,
They did well during DEI, I heard.
Well,
I heard that the majority of people hired based on DEI requirements were actually white women. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
Not a lot of people talk about that, I think.
What was that?
The whole sentence?
Yeah.
It's my understanding. It's my understanding. I was reading about this that the majority of women that were the majority of people that were hired to meet DEI requirements were white women.
Why's that?
Because it fits.
Yeah.
So you could hire a white woman and it would fit a DEI requirement.
Remember, it's not
Oh, okay.
scary to have a white woman.
Isn't that interesting? I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people. So people are saying like, "Oh, DEI," and they're not. It's not even. It's not even the stereotypical comment about DEI.
Right.
Yeah. It's like all those pilots and those planes that have been crashing.
Right. Anyway, I wonder. Be interesting.
Yeah.
People always joked about a woman pilot.
Well,
They're
one that
steady
flipped upside
though.
down.
They don't need a. I don't know how you drive. Women can shoot just as well as the men. That's
If
the
not
only
better.
competitive sport that that they don't split because they can outmatch the men because the steady hand. So I wonder why a plane sounds pretty similar to shooting a gun.
Yeah. Plus, David, there aren't curbs up in the sky. I
Are
don't
you a
know why that's
feminist?
problem.
No,
What's
but I
going
love
on
that
here?
album.
What's going on here?
One of my favorite albums is Propagandi's "Less Talk, More Rock," and around the border of the album, it's 90. It's 96. Is that right? 95, 96, somewhere around that. But around the border of the album, it says, why don't we pull it? Why don't I pull it up here? I can do that in just a moment. Excuse me, everybody. Vamp, Ben. Do you listen to Propagandi?
I have, yeah. They do.
It's one of my favorite bands. Shout out
They're pretty
Propagandi. One time I mentioned them on the show, and I got a mention in the Propagandi Reddit. Somebody was saying, "Oh, David Collins here, apparently a fan of Propagandi." So I'll pull this up here, and we'll try to zoom in a little bit if I can. But I love the zoom ins here. Just don't zoom in the pictures. So I got to zoom in my head here, but. It says, around the border, animal-friendly, anti-fascist. What does that say? Gay-friendly and pro-feminist. And I don't agree with the labelings of all these things, but it is interesting, in that perspective coming from 96, what that might have looked like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to remember, back then, being punk was cool.
I think it's
Well, it's different now.
fine. I mean, it's a little, it's a bit of an oxymoron, I'd say, to say that being punk is cool.
Well, yeah, it's oxymoronical in the very nature of it, but I feel like punk used to actually have something to kind of fight against. Now it's very, I don't know, manufactured. Everyone seems to rebel in the same way. There's no spark left in it.
Interesting. What you might be referring to bands and the mainstream and Hollywood using devil worship in a concert. It's not exactly, it's accepted by the mainstream. It's not exactly edgy. But you need to find other ways to be edgy then and still be unique and push back in your own way. That's why a lot of people were fooled into thinking that conservatism was punk rock for a period of time.
Yeah.
But really, it's just the other side. Neither of these are really anti-establishment, of course.
No, they were just the losing party for like 8 years. It wasn't counterculture.
Great point, Ben.
Thank you.
Ben Woodfield, everybody. Follow him on what do you do? You have Ben Woodfield's on everything, actually.
It's Ben Woodfield everywhere.
That's good. That's why you changed your little behind the scenes there, but that's why you changed your name. You have a great name now. It's a great stage name, Ben Woodfield.
Oh, what was it before?
It was Ben Hyrigs.
Whoa.
And that's tough to spell. People don't know how to pronounce it. You write it on a list. They say Ben who?
Ben Hayrack, Ben Hitler. Just you never get. I should not have said that word.
It's a good host. That's the word. That's where you draw.
That's where I draw the line. Well, just because of the censorship stuff.
Oh.
They don't like that guy. You're supposed to call him the failed painter in internet speak.
We keep a gun on set. We're not really worried about censorship.
Thank God.
So, it is, of course, Wednesday, and the sun's been coming up earlier. I noticed when I turned everything on here, right when we went live, the sun was already kind of coming up. And we like to start the day with an uplifting video to greet the uplifting sunrise. Troy Rigdon's really... Good morning, Troy.
He's eyeing the sky right now.
Everybody, please say good morning to Troy Rigdon. Maybe this is an important update. I should trust Troy. If he's texting me, it's important.
Good morning, Troy.
Is Ben's mic even on? Did you turn it off?
No. At least I don't think I did.
Well, I think you're doing a weird thing where you get far away from it and then you yell at it. I don't know.
Oh, is this better?
Is anybody saying that in the live chat? Troy should be seeking consensus from the fellow chatters.
Is Ben's mic even on? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we've solved that problem. Maybe I could turn it up. The problem was we had a lot of.
Zach Hoyle, I think we'll never know.
No.
Good morning, everybody.
Kirkland Red's in the chat.
Good morning, Kirkland. Now,
Jacob
of course,
Starkey.
So to greet the uplifting sunrise, we like an uplifting video, and often we like a beautiful joke of the day by Pirate Stew. That's a fun one, of course. But I found this interesting video, and it brought me a lot of laughs. So I wanted to kind of describe it. Now, it is somewhat visual, but I think that once I set it up here, the audio speaks for itself. So we are watching a woman dancing for a man who is filming her, and things are. It's expected that things are about to get pretty hot and heavy here. So why don't we get things started? I know there's music playing in the background. I'm not sure if that's going to give me any issue. Yes, always get alcohol. There's music playing. She's kind of dancing. Now, I'd never understood this. I've never been in this situation and thought, oh, why don't I record it?
Yeah, you know who'd love to see this? My friend Dave.
Well, that's that other younger generation, though. These people are getting it on. Oh, okay. So the music stops. There's a loud banging on the door. So she turns off the music quickly and starts whispering to him. Says, you need to go hide.
Who is it?
Uh-oh.
Why would you just pop up over here? Why the fuck your dumb ass one answering what? Because I was trying to fucking surprise you. Your ass. No,
So the man filming is now in a bit of a closet near the front door. He shouts to himself a little bit, freaking out. He's pretty naked. Might just be in his boxers. And a boyfriend has arrived, it seems.
Why the fuck you got that shit on anyway? Don't fucking start with me. I was trying to be sexy for your ass. You don't appreciate shit. That's the fucking problem now. Ain't nobody fucking here, Will. Ain't nobody here.
Will.
Ain't nobody here. I was trying to get in the mood for your ass. You drinking wine and shit too? Because I was trying to get in the mood.
Also, the guy who's the boyfriend, much bigger than the guy that's cheating on her or cheating. What is this guy? Homewrecker? What do you call the guy? What do you call the cheatee?
That dude? No, I don't know.
Yeah, that dude is much smaller than the boyfriend here.
I don't know, maybe. Because that's definitely not.
Why don't you just make sure it's facing your face? That would be an important piece.
like this or.
Yeah, the mic is very smart mic, and it decides what it wants to pick up. And if you're doing something that tells the microphone, I don't want you to pick it up, it's not going to pick it up that well. It's pretty good that way. We've noticed that at the Madison Card Show, especially. It was interesting. Learned a lot about that microphone.
Oh.
I'm going to miss it when it passes away.
Naturally. Okay, I can hear it now. We're good. So I don't think you can be a home wrecker if you're not actually wrecking a home.
Certainly.
Like that might be more of like
he's the glue that keeps it together.
Yeah, or keep something together. I don't know. This feels a little too fabricated.
These two are clearly not in an open relationship. Do you feel that way? It's pretty good if it's fabricated.
If it's fabricated, they're putting the effort in.
And one of my favorite lines is coming up, and I don't want to miss it here.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fucking here, Will. So what the fuck you got that shit on, huh? Because I was dressing up for your ass. Bitch, you ain't dressed up for me in 5 years, huh? It doesn't fucking matter. You gotta get this fucking matter, Bill. Be grateful, tell my ungrateful ass. You ungrateful. How the fuck you got that shit on? Because I was trying to be sexy for your ass. Oh, my daddy, mama, you better stop playing with me. I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. Put your hands on me, you going to fucking jail.
I don't think this is fake. This is pretty good.
Right.
They should have been on the Oscars They should have been in the Oscars this week if this is fake.
Oh, I agree 100%. Mostly because he used the phrase "on my daddy's mom," like he doesn't
Came
know
out
the
pretty
word
naturally.
for grandmother.
Oh, that is very funny. Good catch. I didn't even catch that the first time.
And his name's Will.
Yeah.
Will Smith. Is that Jade and Will?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. She still has hair.
My favorite line was just I love so much. You haven't dressed up like that for 5 years. It's so personal. It got so real so quickly.
Like
it's like, what is this guy in the closet? He has no idea. He's like, 5 years? Whoa.
Wow.
What am I doing here? Anyway, it's about to get good, everybody. You ready? Sparks will fly.
Stop playing with me, bitch.
Oh, he's terrified.
You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna beat your ass. I swear to God. I fuck with somebody else.
Uh-oh, he's violent.
Why the fuck was you in these motherfuckers last night?
Oh, I couldn't get the pause, but the man is chasing behind him in the hallway. It's a great scene. I mean, this is a great shot. It's like that new Jason Bateman movie.
Carry On?
Yeah, the plane movie. Anyway.
Worst movie ever.
Some great scenes.
I like how it starts. I love how it ends.
Isn't that great? Isn't that a great story?
Yeah, it's emotional highs, lows. The guy
You introduce the characters.
Yep.
There's a conflict. There's a resolution.
That's better than most of the other dribble that comes out of Hollywood.
That's true. Or even just these TikTok videos. A lot of people say, well, there's no storyline.
Exactly.
And that's why it's not good to watch. You're never really fulfilling anything. It's like gambling.
Mhm.
But that, you get a full storyline.
Well-
But that was our uplifting video, of course. Didn't that feel good? I'm telling you, I watched that.
Yeah.
I said, this is going to be perfect. This is going to get everybody in the right spirits.
You know what it did, David? It made me think.
That's good.
Would make you think about.
All right. Now
If
for
I
the
was-
main event, everybody.
What
Go
do you
on,
think
Ben.
about?
We're segue.
Okay, so well, to segue, I thought that if I was in that situation,
Would you
Just-
bust immediately?
oh, no, you can't bust. What you gotta do is you
It's like in the middle. Oh my god.
You have to like just keep holding the camera, but like this, and be like, hey, dude, we're YouTubers. This is a prank.
Oh, you're gonna take that angle?
I want to take that angle. I want to see if I can lie my way out of this.
People would believe that you were a prankster before that you were sleeping with their girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
Yeah, no, see, that's
I get the opposite thing. I say, I
Be the glue to hold relationships together.
I tap on someone's shoulder. I say, "Oh, I'm a prankster." They say, "Oh, you're trying to sleep with my woman."
How'd you get my room,
they
David
just think
Collins?
that. Right.
How'd you get my room?
All right. All right. Are we ready, everybody?
main event time.
This is what I've been looking forward to, and I don't even know what to say. Really, I've said so much on this. This has been so strange. Matt Ferry had a guest on Post 4. I don't even know where to start. I thought we'd start with this article here. Dubuque man arrested after attempting to enter city council meeting with a loaded gun.
What's on your mind when you hear that, Ben?
It just reminds me of Joni Ernst.
Now,
How so?
you read this headline, though. You picture it's in his hand, right? Who's Joni Ernst? What does he do?
Joni Ernst is one of the senators to Iowa where she got in trouble for bringing a gun into the United States Congress.
Oh, really?
I see.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm just going to say, if this guy goes to jail and she's allowed to have her seat,
Wow. Yeah, there's precedent.
there's precedent. You know?
This guy also has a bit of a history, though. He has his own
do it
precedents.
maliciously?
I think she just wanted to prove that
Did he
she
do
could.
it? Did she do it with a joint in her ear?
See,
that adds a lot. You know, in marijuana, in Iowa, if you have marijuana with a gun, it's going to lead to some issues. So we'll get to that here. So Dubuque man arrested after attempting to enter city council meeting with a loaded gun. And we could fill in the story better than this article because the gun was in his backpack. It's strange that he brought it. And I actually think loaded was, there's some dispute on whether it was loaded. It appears when he checks the gun, there's none in the chamber. I don't see him check the magazine.
Yeah, one popped out.
And the guy that he was, did one pop out?
Yeah.
Because the guy that he was with was on social media saying it was not loaded. So he's incorrect. He took Mr. Austin's word for it, and it wasn't true. That's probably what happened there.
Yeah, no comment.
Well, is there like a gun breathalyzer to see if it was loaded or not?
The video.
Oh.
They can swipe for residue. So, this person that was arrested.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
This person that was arrested is local Dubuquer, Austin Goodman. He's back from Colorado over the last couple of years or whatnot, and he's been fighting the man on social media and through the legal system for the last year. He was involved in real estate and worked to help open up dispensaries around the country, and that's kind of his background. Now, we had him on, we decided that I would make him uncomfortable, that this wasn't going to really work out. I shouldn't really be interacting with this person. But Matt Ferry wanted to learn more about him, so we had him on Post 4 Productions to learn about his story and what could have possibly just been what was planned to be maybe just one podcast to hear his story turned into what was going to be a 3-parter, because after the end of the first part, we were left in 2019. So we didn't even really get to the meat of the story at that point. Boy, can he chat. But apparently part 2 is not going to be happening for 2 to 5 years at this point. We're going to jump straight to that city council meeting from, what day was this, Monday? March 3rd,
Monday, yeah.
2025. We'll just, by the way, good morning, Craig. If you were wondering, this is Craig here. You'll see in the camera here. We have Craig. He's a bit of a co-host. He's part of the show.
He's been here the entire time?
He's always here. He's always here.
It's right there. Craig.
Within arm's reach. Just like Craig, if you ever need me, I'm always a call away. Isn't that nice?
It's very
We
nice.
work together. Me and Craig.
Some would say simpatico. Nobody in this room, but some.
He wouldn't. He doesn't like that
Troy
language.
says that.
He's an English guy. You know what I
Troy
mean?
says simpatico.
Oh, he does? So it's city council meeting, March 3rd, 2025.
You're hitting all the key words.
I'm
You're like on vocab bingo.
I'm so excited. You know, I don't want to. This was just. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to be rude to this guy, but this is it's a hell of his own making, as you'd say. So all I'm allowed to do is enjoy it. There's nothing else I can do. I can't help this man.
No, you didn't conspire with him. You didn't give him the gun to go into
We could talk about that. We were in league to potentially conspire with him, really, but we didn't get involved.
Right.
Whoa, chill.
Talk about putting
That's
the
fair.
bullet in the gun.
We didn't get
Le
involved.
Petite Nut. Dubuque's the seal of Dubuque.
I directed to call a regular session of the City Council to be held on Monday, March 3rd, 2025.
It's a city council
at 6:30
meeting.
PM
What could go
in
wrong?
The historic Federal Building for the purpose
got a
of
comedian
conducting
for a
such
mayor,
business
too.
that may properly come before the City Council.
As a reminder to our participants, you can provide
He's
in-person
walking up to the
input or
building. He has
virtual
duct tape
audio
on his
and
mouth.
Input during the sections of the agenda where public input is accepted. Input options during the live meeting include in-person attendees may approach the podium when the mayor asks if there is any public
You won't believe the
input
camera
or the
angles I
items
got
they
on
would
this
like to
pen.
speak to.
Here we are, in front of the courthouse, with the duct tape on my face because I can't talk.
It's like seeing the JFK assassination from the grassy knoll.
Cops threatened to taser my dogs and raided my house.
You know, if this didn't go down, if he was out the next day, we were certain that he was a Fed and he was destined to be the next assassination attempt somewhere. I don't know what was going on here. It was an interesting story to follow. And also, he's very nice.
Oh, yeah.
All of his friends and family say that he's good to his friends and family. He has some issues in business, but, you know, that doesn't define him as a man. And he went a little overboard this week, but here he goes.
I'm going to put him on notice right now.
And I don't know how you interpret that, but other than a threat.
My house. I'm going to put him on notice right now.
They're saying the Pledge of Allegiance there. They have no idea what's coming.
It's absolutely the most American thing ever, David.
Thank you.
Treasure's not standing up.
He's coming into the building here. We're gonna get a couple camera shots here.
It started again.
Sir, you know where the city council meeting is? The city council meeting? Is it upstairs?
Thank you. I don't know
So he's going up. He's in the post office in Dubuque, Iowa right now, and he's gonna take the elevator up to the city council meeting.
Yeah, you better be. All right, here we go, guys.
He brought his dogs, he brought a backpack, he has a joint in his ear, and he's all duct taped up. He's got an American flag.
You know, if he was going anywhere other than a courthouse,
My
I thought he
dogs.
was going
The
to go have
dogs.
some
The
very
cops threatened
fun
to taser.
things.
Elon Musk back
I got a
there.
warrant out for my arrest too. Don't touch my dogs.
All right, he's at the top of the elevator. He's going to the meeting.
Well, Jerry and Vicky, thank you very much for being here to accept
This
this,
is a good
and
joke
for
here.
reminding me that I need to make sure that everybody knows I'm not going to be here on the 17th. With a name like Kavanaugh, you can't be coming to a city council meeting like a day like that.
Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Don't you fucking touch me. Get the fuck away from me and my dogs.
But thank you very much
So
for
they
being
knew
here for
he was
this month.
coming.
And the Hooli is just one of the best days of the year, every single year. So I'm very thankful that that you were able to. Hang on, we got to.
You, this guy threatened to taser my dogs. This guy threatened to taser my dogs. Hey! Hey! I'm under arrest. Okay.
That's a very funny line to me.
I'm under arrest.
We'll just take a moment here, just if we could, please let the police officers do their job.
We got one camera down. We got another view, though.
Yeah, I know I have a warrant.
That guy looks like
I can't
Dan
fucking
McCullough.
speak about it. Fuck you! Fuck you! Who the fuck do you think you are?
JD
Bring me
Vance.
the fucking mayor! This motherfucker Frickle! This guy who's standing there! Fuck you, man! Fuck you!
Mr. Goodman, you can talk to me. I had duct tape on his mouth.
Hey,
Hey, let me take my dogs.
can I have the dogs?
Yes. Fuck you.
Let me help out.
Get this motherfucker off me. He already tried to take it off. He ain't trying to.
He did bring a friend with him, fortunately, and the friend was able to take responsibility for the dogs. So anybody worried about the dogs, and a lot of people were worried about the dogs, and I can understand that they're not a part of this.
I don't know. I think the dogs should be charged with conspiracy.
Maybe. We'll see. He has the phone, too. The phone and the dogs.
Yeah.
Matt couldn't believe that they let him walk away with the phone. I'd want to see what's on that phone, too. This guy's got plans. I want to see that notepad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he's safely within help's reach now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Get him off me. Find a different officer. Find a different officer. Hey, bring me a sergeant.
He's got to understand now's not a good time to find a different officer.
No, this is you very much reached your point of trying to do stuff.
What's the de-escalation there? You say, you know what? You're right. Here, can we pause, T, and then timeout, and then you said go find another officer, and then they swap out. Also, they need like 6 officers. I'm so thankful they were prepared for that, because if it becomes a situation where it's him and 2 officers, somebody might get hurt. You want 3 or 4 people there that you can securely make sure that he's restrained.
I feel like one decently actually trained officer could take care of the person.
Certainly, but you don't want to have to incapacitate the person. You want to safely restrain them, which involves multiple people. One person can, of course, hurt him and injure him to not be a threat anymore, but that's unnecessary, and we want to avoid that.
I don't know. How much does it cost in taxpayer dollars to have like several guards?
I think that, actually, I made this point a few weeks ago. I say that instead of a ticket and an arrest, a lot of problems could just be solved by 8 lashings by the police officer at that time. They just lash the man. They say, all right, go on your way. Don't do it again. I don't think that would work with him. He might actually need to spend a night.
Well, he's got duct tape and dogs. Like, I think he likes lashes.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's not punishment for everybody.
I bet he likes Rihanna.
What about his bags? What about his effects?
That motherfucker should never come out. Talk to me again. Stop.
What's going on? Why is he under arrest?
Because I'm talking. I'm talking on Facebook.
Hey, you want me to take your
You guys
bag?
mad because the kid's calling me fucking out? This fucking threat to taser my dog, you piece of shit.
I'm sorry, are you giggling at my new ringtone?
No. Yeah. No. I'm talking on Facebook.
I'm talking on Facebook.
Hey, you want me to take your bag?
The kid calling me fucking out. You fucking threatening to taser my dog, you piece of shit. Get the fuck away from me.
Just give us a minute.
I can, what about his bag or whatever?
You know, I didn't want to have this.
That lady's
this
just like
gentleman.
Mondays, huh?
He did right. You got to wait patiently, like the other people with no contact orders. But
somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
he didn't really have anything to promote. He wanted to tell this story, so it worked really well for Post 4 Productions. I never planned on having him on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. Maybe a third mic on Drive Time David Collins if our relationship was growing, but not at this rate, of course.
No.
But he was an interesting guest to have on Post 4 Productions. But after seeing this, wow, what a get. You had him on before this incident. And he got to tell his story, and you get to see him. And if you search him, there's nowhere else you really get to see him talk like that. You know, you get to see his Facebook posts, which isn't a good representation of him. You gave him an opportunity to represent himself as a coherent, long-standing American citizen. He's worked, he's paid taxes, he's went through the system, he has degrees.
I asked him one question, like, where do you want to start? And we just hit play, and we went.
He did start by saying, so do you have a question? And he was like almost nervous at first, but then once he gets going, he does not stop. He could talk for a long time. We could have just done 5 hours that time, but he said maybe a 3-parter. But anyway.
That's going to be going with him as well as the rest of his property.
So we'll meet him downstairs in a moment here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he freaked out.
Down a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and read this proclamation. So thanks again for being here. Really appreciate it. So the City Dubuque proclamation.
Business as usual.
All right, inventory. We're going to inventory.
You're doing that? Look at that, guys. Freedom of speech is a crime in America. I'm in the federal building here in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm being arrested for calling out the corruption in Dubuque, Iowa. This is happening right now. Hey, apparently a no contact order is prior restraint. Communication, keep following me, Ryan. Dubuque police are fucking tyrants.
Tyrants.
Tyrants acting unconstitutional.
Dude, get those dogs away, too. That's what they should, dude.
This is America.
Chalo Gambino.
Oh, yeah.
I am the living man.
Sorry, man.
He's a living man. He gets to that.
I'm sorry, Austin.
Here's where he pulls the gun out.
Right. So good note here. So we want to watch this man. He just put on some gloves that he's about to search Austin's bag here. And this is the worst news of it all. He's putting on a glove, puts on the left hand, and he zips, pulls out a gun out of the bag. And that's going to really be, what they might call a smoking gun.
Right.
Because it's going to seal his fate here. Everything else, a no contact order. He might have had court. He probably was just going to have to see the judge the next morning and stay in for that night, but he might have been out the next day.
The judge would have been like,
he had a...
Don't you do it.
Beyond
bad boy.
Beyond what are becoming felony charges now, it probably would have been a $6,000 bond. He'd pay $600, and I think he had $600. He could have been out the next day.
Yeah.
But that's that gun right there. Checks the chamber. One pops out.
Yeah, I see.
So it was loaded, and there was one in the chamber, which is very concerning. He has no history of violence, by the way. So it's tough to say whether it's something, but it's good that everything was maintained.
Right.
The Dubuque Police Department judges, Robert Richter, Ken Reynolds, Ken Line, Iowa Legal Aid, Iowa Department of Corrections, you're all on notice.
It's going to feel liberating, though.
Just get to scream however loud you want.
A sovereign living man. A sovereign living man.
I don't think I understand what the word sovereign means.
Sovereign living man.
I want to remix this.
Living man. You're violating a sovereign living man.
Anyway, this is my second favorite line.
Sovereign living man.
Anyway.
Official acts.
Make sure you interfering with official acts. You won't even let me service these motherfuckers.
What, is he trying to,
I don't know what he's trying to do.
Officer, just let me service you.
Sorry, Austin. I know you mean well, man.
He's keeping the phone.
I'm taking it.
I'm taking the phone.
I'm taking it.
This guy just goes on his own now. Now it's his own little cut.
Well,
now he's got the dogs.
That's that. Poor Austin Goodman.
Keep following this guy.
Poor
see what he
guy.
does.
I guess I'm looking after his dogs tonight.
It is a good final line, isn't it?
That is such a great final line.
I couldn't believe how cinematic that whole scene ended up being. We had the different views. We had this whole scene here. Oh, I see. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up too well, but we have some snow coming and some sleet. Well, I hope you don't have too difficult of a drive back there, Ben. I almost called you Austin Ingalls.
Oh.
You thought about
They said they canceled school today.
Really?
Because of the, yeah. But if you go to the Post 4 podcast, then.
Is it supposed to be bad today?
Like, if you go to 5209, go ahead.
The power of this plant. There's the medicine, but then there's like...
So, why don't we give a little more background? Austin Goodman is a controversial advocate for cannabis usage. And
lost him.
Over his years back in Iowa, he seemed to have burnt every bridge of anybody else that had similar goals as him.
Are you liking Kelly Brink's pictures?
Right now? No.
Yeah.
I was checking the weather, dude.
We got Instagram.
Well, share. We give the weather on this show.
Oh, currently it feels like it's not unlocking because I have sunglasses on. It feels like 16 degrees. It's 35 degrees, high of 44, low of 26. Flurries for the next hour.
What kind of car you got? You got 4-wheel drive?
No.
Oh, no.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So he's an advocate. We were looking at if you look for him on Facebook, you'll find a lot. So a lot of people are talking about it. And interestingly enough, to a lot of people, he's kind of a local hero. And they believe he is uncovering corruption. His big thing is that he has, what is this, Chris Miller, some other names I don't know. These people, these city officials, he says, are using Iowa taxpayer money to pay for dispensaries in Illinois. That's the thread that we're climbing. So maybe there's some truth to it, and there's a lot of people that take him seriously, but a lot of people that are saying, can we get this man some help?
Right.
So it works, by the way. You never know, But Matt Ferry did have him on the show, and here is about 52 minutes in. He's talking a little about cannabis usage.
The power of this
One thing, I'll say this much, and we talked about this on the show after you first did this episode. I watched it, and I said, he talks a lot about cannabis as if you would in 2006. It's like, he says, like, and people just shouldn't be jailed for just smoking a joint. And it's crazy for some people. It's like, I think most people are kind of on that. It's like, I think we're kind of past that conversation at least.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Old School
Yeah,
Dave,
the-
though, and say bless you.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Bless you, Old School Dave.
Yeah.
Bless you, Old School Dave.
There's the medicine, but then there's like all the other cool shit you can make with hemp, right? Like, here's some hemp wood. This is made by a company called Hempwood out in Murray, Kentucky, and I've been to their plant. Here's like an OSB board made with hemp. You can make, and here's that Hempwood company, and they're really cool guys. Here's the Hempcrete book. You can build homes out of hemp, like literally building houses out of hemp, right? And I'm like more fascinated in that stuff. I'm like, I'm going to get out of this crony corrupt medicine stuff and start focusing on that. There's a...
He also works in real estate, so you have to ask yourself, like, are you working with a contracting company that's trying to use hemp wood and some, like, are you scratch your back, my scratch yours type situation? When he is, kind of leaning in that direction, you wonder.
It does. Also, are the prices on hemp houses also going up higher?
Do they build houses out of hemp? This is a strange concept.
Never heard of it.
Plastic made out of hemp. I got this at NOCO, which is a Northern Colorado hemp conference.
They're gonna plug NoCo's Comedy Network.
But these guys are really cool. So I started going to these hemp, start focusing more on hemp and getting away from all the medical cannabis stuff and the recreational cannabis. And this is like 2017. So
meanwhile, keep in mind here, we're 53 minutes into this show here. We're now hitting 2017.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to know, like, so what's been going on the last couple of years?
Right.
Set the whole stage up.
Let me tell you everything that happened before the pandemic.
He did.
I like if you go to any point in the video too, I'll be just looking off.
That is a very. You do notice. You wonder, and sometimes he'll say something that will kind of be like, "Really?" and you don't get a lick of a reaction from Matt Ferry.
Like the beginning, go to the beginning or whatever.
We'll just go to Matt Ferry's been doing nice cold opens here. Speaking of censorship, Matt Ferry does not care. Subscribe to Matt Ferry, everybody, because he does not care at all about the rules these days. He'll put swear words in the cold open.
Fun.
Now, this guy, all of a sudden, on December 21, at like 8 o'clock in the morning, just shows up at my house unannounced. And walks right into my backyard, breaks into my shop, comes to the back door of my house, starts pounding on the back door. Austin, get the fuck up. I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
We're not going to have any part of it. And I said...
Post 4 podcasts, everybody. And that should be getting some views now when people start looking into, especially on Facebook. Then Austin Goodman, he has no presence on YouTube, no presence on X, all Facebook. And you see the people on Facebook supporting him. He says, he's working hard. He's taking every avenue he can to spread the word. He said, use another social media.
Yeah.
You'll get some action. Is he on TikTok? We didn't even look. But we did do a lot of Googling, and TikTok never came up. So I don't think...
I hope he gets the help he needs. He's
Yeah, one man's revolutionary is another man's patient.
Interesting. Yeah. Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
It's very clever.
Nice, yeah.
Ben Woodfield, everybody.
Thank you.
And maybe he's got a case, and hopefully it gets all figured out. But Merch Mouse said, let's revisit the dude pulling fire alarms. I like that.
Do we want to see a little Daniel Larson this morning? Are you
Daniel
familiar
Larson?
with Daniel Larson?
I don't know anything about Daniel Larson.
Man.
He's actually been. I'm surprised I never heard of him because a lot of people. I'm usually kind of keyed into a lot of these freaky people on the internet, and apparently Daniel Larson. There's a couple documentaries about him on the YouTubes there, and people kind of. I don't know. I bet there's just like a highlight. Should I just do Daniel Larson highlight
or just the Olive Garden one?
Todd Basinger, just the same one. I think it's
So Troy's the guy who nudes was getting printed off in the back of Olive Garden.
Troy loves a rerun. That's my opinion. I mean, look at this. This is Daniel Larson, everybody. Oh, I'm not even showing the screen. I apologize. You're missing out. Daniel Larson. See, he does shorts. What's he been up to recently?
It looks like meth, if I'm one to guess, David.
4 years
Love
ago.
CP.
That's the one. This was our introduction to.
Oh.
Do you want to see? This is a classic. Are you wearing your headphones?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing the one ear. Good job.
I'm doing the one ear because they're hot. I'm sweaty right now.
Hello, everyone. This is Daniel Larson. I love CP.
So we found Daniel Larson because he was going after. He apparently had a feud with a Todd Basinger, and that Todd Basinger is a pedophile.
Not our Todd
and our
Basinger.
Todd Basinger is
slightly better
sometimes
than a pedophile.
Accused in a comment section of being that Todd Basinger, the pedophile.
Right. He's not a pedophile.
Allegedly.
I you know what? If I had like 100 chips to put on like Todd not being a pedophile, I'd bet I'd be all in.
All 100?
All 100.
You don't have to. Nobody's going to have to call you. You could just hedge your bet a little bit. It's not even a high percentage bet. It's not like you're getting 2-1 on that bet. You're probably getting half your bet back, so you might as well.
Probably, but I'm not even worried that I'd lose. Like, that's how confident I am.
I call Troy about that bet first. He's good. Before I place a bet, I call Troy. Todd Basinger's not a pedophile, everybody.
Thank you. Well, not our Todd. The other Todd is. But.
Allegedly. Daniel Larson doesn't seem like to be that reliable a guy, to be honest.
My name.
So I think that's the one we want to choose. I think if we're just going to touch a little Daniel Larson this morning, I wanted to see most recent.
The Walmart incident.
But it seems that he's probably serving time. We saw the Walmart incident. There's got to be a million of these. Club Penguin. This guy's got a real history. Maybe I could do a little research on this guy.
You know what? I feel like someone needs to get hold of this guy and tell him he needs to find his niche and stick in that groove. Because this is all over the place.
He does a lot of music videos. That's true. I imagine a lot of these were deleted after encouragement by a lawyer at some point.
Probably.
That's why I'm surprised that Austin Goodman video is still. I checked the Facebook this morning and it was still up there. I figure as soon as he gets a lawyer, who's going to represent that guy though? Does he get a public?
Represent himself, probably.
Represent himself? We'll see.
I really hope he I mean, I shouldn't say that.
What should you say? Just think for a moment. What should you say?
I hope everything turns out well for Austin Goodman.
There we go.
However, as someone who absolutely loves quality content, I like the most hilarious choice, which isn't what I want to see happen.
Right.
But the hilarious choice would be to let him represent himself because I can guarantee you there'd be good clips from that. But It's not the right choice. He should have an attorney. No one should ever represent themselves.
No one should ever, even a Daryl Brooks.
Not even Daryl Brooks. Not even Johnny Cochran would represent Johnny Cochran.
Brooks.
Daryl Brooks?
Yeah.
Daryl Brooks is the man that drove through that parade in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Or what was that called?
Oh, wow.
What was that city? Can you pronounce that for me?
Oshkosh?
Waukesha?
Waukesha.
Waukesha.
It was Waukesha. And actually, it was funny. A fun story about that, actually. The day that Daryl Brooks was sentenced, I happened to be at Oddfellows in Dubuque, Iowa, and I was sitting there by myself, which is fine. I was sitting next to a middle-aged couple, and I got to talking with them, and they said they were from Waukesha. I said, oh, that's interesting. And they said, yeah, we're here celebrating after Daryl Brooks. We thought we'd come take a night and do the casino and the bars in Dubuque and celebrate for a night to celebrate Daryl Brooks's trial being pronounced guilty. It's interesting. It was really important to those people in the town.
Well, yeah, I mean, generally speaking, people in your town don't like it when you drive through their farmer's market.
It wasn't. It was a parade.
Oh,
he ran
even
through.
They love their parades.
The most dramatic footage was when he went through the dancing Grammys.
Yeah, it's a bad look there, buddy.
It was pretty cartoonish, really.
Yeah, you know.
And the whole time, at one point, there's a cop on the window. He looks confused. It's a whole thing. Daryl Brooks, everybody, but he represented himself.
How did he do?
Well, he was found
did not
guilty.
do well.
Did not do well.
But the judge did a really good job because he was being so adversarial that the judge almost might have thought that it could become so adversarial that it's just a mistrial because he's not being treated fairly.
Oh.
You know, so she made sure that the trial had to be redone for some reason or something. So she stayed steadfast, and she was really cool. I remember those clips.
Huh.
I don't remember her name though, unfortunately, which is really too bad.
We got one name though, familiar name in the chat, Manny Muskets.
Oh, good morning, Manny Muskets. Manny Muskets knows about this Daniel Larson. We had a request here to pull up a little of this Daniel Larson, and I am a little interested. I kind of want to do my own research. So I guess he was on TikTok, and these are his top 10 TikToks that we're going to be looking at here for Daniel Larson. Do you know? We already talked about that, but who are you thumbing? You check the weather. It's not changing that dramatically. You check the weather like you check stocks.
I was trying to check the chat.
Can I have your phone?
Oh, I see. Maybe check.
Why? No.
Keep it away from you.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, what the fuck? Or am I in school again? Like, Mr. Fair?
You're about to get psyoped.
Oh, great.
Oh, well, we're not
What's up, Dan McCullough, number one Dan?
Well, we have Daniel Larson. I do want to see a couple of these, but then I wanted to scroll through Ben Woodfield's Facebook before we get out of here. I had that pulled up.
Oh, boy.
We got the number one Dan in the chat.
Oh, it's our number one Dan. You know, we have David Collins' number one Dan in the David Collins 30-minute hour show's number one Dan in the chat.
Oh, hell yeah. What's up, Dan?
My name is Daniel Larson.
Oh, you know him.
I don't like how we start the videos the same way, though. He says, hey there, my name's Daniel Larson.
Yeah, do you steal it from him?
Just wanted
No, he's new to me.
to say happy birthday
I might steal his haircut, though, after this video.
to Mike Hunt. Happy birthday, Mike Hunt.
Very good.
Have
very
a
good.
great rest of your week.
These words.
Has this
Do
person
I
been
look
transvestigated?
Or do I look like a lizard who just came out of a shooting rabbit hole? Either way. Looks like I don't have a future.
This is just a cul-de-sac saying that?
I like somebody who writes.
Yeah, he's just in like a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, he's in a cul-de-sac. He's looking for his next victim.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I will not be doing porn. The company Fine Dining Records tried to use me as a scam. I did not let it happen. Thank you, and have a great day.
You know,
That's for a trash can.
We will certainly have guests on our show that 10 years from now is Daniel Larson, right?
I think so.
At this rate,
Yeah, probably at least one.
we're getting some.
Maybe.
We're getting some in some strange circles
Where do
here.
you see yourself in 10 years, Ben?
I don't know.
Let's manifest that.
You know, I think the game started capping again at some point.
Huh.
Audio issues.
Oh, you know what? Basically, as long as I'm not that, I'll be pretty happy in 10 years.
Oh, well, I don't. You know, good luck losing the weight.
Thanks.
I mean that. I did say that. Didn't I say that Monday? I said, you talked to Ben on the phone last week. He called in, of course, and I said, when are you going to come to Monks in the open mic on Monday in Dubuque, Iowa? And Ben said, I will. And he did. And I saw Ben. I said, oh, you look like you lost weight.
Thanks.
I was very busy.
I am now with Atlantic Records.
All right,
Hello.
one more of
This
these.
is Daniel Larson.
Let's go number one.
Addison Rae and I.
You're right. We should go to number one. Addison Rae and I are not dating. I'm going to finish. I think I'm getting to the point that these are predictable is the thing. The TikToks. That's probably why I didn't continue the TikToks. He went back to vlogging and pulling fire alarms.
Yeah.
My career. Stay tuned for future events.
I'm tuned in.
This is for George Floyd.
Uh-oh.
Rest in peace. Black Lives Matter.
That fits well with Derek Chauvin getting pardoned.
Yeah.
They better not pardon them. That's what's going to happen.
You know what?
I like how he gets a phone call during the middle of that. He can't even respect George Floyd.
Yeah.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong. I agree with what he said. It's just it's everything he did that made me not like it. You know?
Right. I don't like how he did the jumping jack. So for the audio listeners there, he said, this is for George Floyd. And then he started doing jumping jacks, and then he got interrupted by a phone call.
Which would require you to breathe even more.
But his jumping jacks involved a heart shape on his head every time he did. He didn't do jumping jacks like you do jumping jacks. He did jumping jacks in a knuckle-to-knuckle fashion.
Well, David, are we really surprised that Daniel Larson does not know the proper jumping jack form?
Hey, you should YouTube Iraqi soldiers jumping jacks. You ever seen those?
I'm learning more. Yeah. I'm learning more about Daniel Larson every day.
You mean the guys with the monkey bars?
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to Ben Woodfield's Facebook here and wrap things up. Oh, they talked about this on Joe Rogan, it appears.
1, 2, 3.
How do Iraqi guys do jumping jacks?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, they don't get it. What's going on? Why don't they understand?
Yeah, some...
He gets it. No, he can't move his feet, though.
Yeah, they can't do
They should have started with tapping their head and rubbing their belly and then move on to jumping jacks.
And these are really the people we had to fight for 20 years.
These are the people. Is this after or before you trained them?
I think this is during.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
This is the transformation. Nobody likes to see how the meat's cooked.
It's like one of those 80s movies compilations. It's like, oh, look how bad they were, and now look at
ISIS
them.
is just sharpening their knives.
And then in the end of the compilation, they're doing the jumping jacks cleanly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's inspirational. All right. Well, we only got a few minutes left of the show here, and I'm really excited. We're wrapping up the show. If you watch the show, I'm not sure if you know, we do finish the show of every week with the episode next 5 minutes of David Collins' 30-minute-hour reality show.
Okay.
And we have reached the beginning of episode 4, which is one of my favorite episodes. Episode 3 is a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the characters that we see in that. But episode 4 goes over there's people that die, people who leave. Well, I think we really hit some cool notes on that episode, and I'm really looking forward to getting that started today. But before we do, I wanted to look a little through Ben Woodfield.
Why don't you have a cover photo?
I don't know.
Ben Woodfield. Oh, I thought it just hadn't loaded in.
What would it be?
Probably hole.
A hole?
Yeah.
Ben Woodfield's infamous for
but
being okay on
but
Facebook.
or otherwise. Yeah, you know, I really don't.
Who are you talking to with this? Like, I should create a TV with an AI that can shout back at old people.
Ben
Who's
Woodfield.
that too? I've always wanted to ask people who are you talking to?
Ben Woodfield writes, I should create a TV with an AI that can shout back at old people.
Yeah,
Have you ever been at
pretty much. Have you ever seen an old person watch the news?
Have you ever been at a Sunday family dinner and halfway through realize you should probably get money from the government for watching these people?
Have you?
I haven't.
You got no response on it. No feed. Nobody likes that one.
No, you know what? No one else gets it.
This one was popular.
Why are you checking your phone so much?
Don't bother checking your phone, bro. She didn't text you back.
Did she?
Should have started with this one.
Damn,
this
girl.
is pretty popular.
How are you single? Even my wife has a boyfriend.
That's a good joke. All right, we finally reached one. This also didn't get any engagement here, Ben.
No.
But this is a good joke. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5 stars, I think. This is Ben Woodfield's joke, everybody. Damn,
you.
girl, how are you single? Even my wife has a boyfriend. I got 5 on it. It's 7 p.m. It's not even late night drunk Facebook post.
No, but I was drunk at that point.
Okay. And of course we have
Where
you.
were you?
Where was I?
25.
Man, I was drunk. How am I supposed to remember?
And this is a good segue, too, because I wanted to at least
Were you
touch
at a
on this,
Lucky Cat?
everybody. Friend of the show,
Yes, I
Austin
was.
Ingalls, has started
up,
a
fool?
new show, and it is a movie review podcast. And he has
Shout
a
out to
co-host. He has a podcast. He's some sort of producer behind the camera there. So I want to encourage everybody to check out Austin Ingalls on YouTube. This is doing all right. That's 105 views for one of his first apps. So people are kind of checking it out. Oh, Ben Woodfield first.
And
You're
apparently
everywhere.
only.
You're everywhere. You're a frontiersman on the internet.
So Austin Ingalls on YouTube there. You can check out his new show about movie reviews. But let's do a couple more Ben Woodfield's Facebook jokes here. Do you want to read this one, Ben?
Sure. Do teenagers even do drugs anymore, or do they just go to Target?
Do they just hang out at Target? Would you rewrite that if you had another stab at it? Would you replace that word economy?
I probably just wouldn't even post it in the first place.
Who's Mindy?
Oh, we'll leave her out of this.
I don't know, man. Matt, I can't know all these hoes.
In honor of President's Day, I'll be doing nothing but talking about things that I'm going to do, but never actually will. What's that mean?
It just seems like a presidential thing
Oh,
to
it's
do.
a political. You're writing political jokes
I was
now.
trying my hand at political.
That's okay.
humor.
What was that joke that we read yesterday? Do you remember?
About what?
I went to the I left the doctor's today. I had a big surgery, and as I was leaving the doctor's, I said, "Would it be okay if would I be able to play the piano today?" And they said, "Yeah, that should be fine." And I said, "Good, because I couldn't before."
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, one more here. I'm going to wrap this up here with Ben Woodfield. Happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies eating Taco Bell in because their man's parlay didn't hit.
The one right below that fits too for now.
Oh, everything snow falls. That's not a
Nope,
sentence.
that's not.
Were you drunk then too?
No, I was just really pissed off.
It's 11 p.m.
That was a Tuesday. Were you doing Lucky Cat then?
There was another Lucky Cat incident. Yes, because it started snowing, and I thought I had till 6 o'clock, but really it started snowing at like 11 o'clock. So I'm driving home in a blizzard, essentially.
Yeah, cursing your forefathers.
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck do people live here?
Papa Woodfield. what
Oh,
the
it's a
hell?
great place. Iowa's a wonderful place to be.
I only start acting like this in the summer or whenever I'm bored. I'm sorry, in the winter or whenever I'm bored.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Ben
I like
Woodfield,
it. Keep
Thank
shooting, dude. They're good.
it's been a real treat to have you in the studio today
Thanks
here,
for
and I
having me.
appreciate you driving.
I like that as a segment. Bring up the third mic's Facebook or something.
Oh yeah, well some people I don't think would be comfortable with that.
Oh, they have to get
Ben
over it.
Woodfield, you can give a little,
It's public knowledge, isn't it?
give a little razzing.
Yeah.
People say that all the
Feel
time.
that. Thank you, Ben.
Some people,
That's fine.
some people take things that are public knowledge, privately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'd be freaking out if somebody's reading my test.
I mean, I put them out there for people to react to.
Yeah, we're reacting.
This is the most like traction I've got.
Oh,
in
look
a
at
while.
that! Look at that shot.
yeah, this is the opening of episode 4, and I think there are creative decisions that you can kind of make in this, but it's just introducing because what this episode really is mostly it's one day, just one episode, one day mostly, and then the last 8 minutes of the episode I think kind of wraps up the rest of the month and things. But anyway,
The first thing you see when you wake up in the morning is this.
no, I see who.
This POV. You wake up.
Oh, right.
Last
When I
thing you
look
saw
in the
was
mirror, when I get dressed. Anyway, boy, what a great show. I've had a lot of fun today. I really wanted to talk about, I was excited for that Austin Goodman thing, so I have that there. That I think I'll put that body cam, or the clip on the Patreon there if anybody's interested in finding it there, if they wanted to see it again, or they could just watch this again. Boy, Ben, would you like to say anything to our audience? You didn't plug anything, but Ben Woodfield's easy to find. We kind of determined that early in the show, although people might be tuning in live. They didn't hear that earlier.
Yeah, pretty much every social media platform you can think of at It's Ben Woodfield. If you want to connect with me more, if not, totally understand.
Ben will connect with you. He's lonely. Do you talk with fans?
Are you on Rumble?
Sometimes.
You should start streaming. Yeah, shout out to Troy Rigdon. He's streaming on Twitch now. T-Rig C135 or something like that. He made it very complicated. Anything to say, Ben?
I hope y'all have a wonderful Wednesday.
Oh, that's nice. It's March 5th, everybody, and I
It's
hope
March
you do
5th.
too. Welcome to March. What a great day. We're going to get through this nasty weather that we have outside, although you can see on that little window cam here, it's starting to pile up. Anything going on in the live chat, Matt? Anything we should touch on?
We got Troy plugging T-Rig C137.
There it is.
And yeah, number one Dan, old school Dave. We had some Zach Hoyle today. It was nice to hear from him. Some merch
turn back
mouse.
on.
Manny Muskets, if you want to email DC at DC. Want to plug your email?
DC30minutehalfhour at
He
gmail.com.
wants to know where you can find a video of that arrest at.
Oh, I'll send it to you right now.
And then we got Kirkland Reds. Glad to hear from him. Haven't heard from him in a while. Stout Chunk still.
Yeah, if anybody wants that, I can just email me and I'll send it to you. But otherwise, I'll put it up in a couple of places. But anyway, perfect. Anything else?
And Merch Mouse. Drive safe, drive hard.
You know, Merch Mouse, I hope you have a great day. Troy, Kirkland, the Manny, these other people, everybody have a great day. David Collins, 30-minute half-hour shows. Number 1 Dan, number 1 fan. Anybody else in there? Zach Hoyle. All right, perfect. Boy, what a great show.
So it's the morning after
Have you seen the show, Ben?
Austin Showcase this evening. The first time I'm going to be doing about 10, 15 minutes there, so that's exciting. I'm watching some body cam footage. Get a little breakfast. I'm going to meet up with Dan here and talk a little bit about the plans for my set and things, and talk with him about doing some longer time. Then I'll probably just take some notes and go over my set before we gotta get on the road. There it is. That's for the camera.
David Collins. 30 minutes. Reality show with David Collins.
This comedy show kicked off. We're going to have a special guest, Tad. He's going to play the guitar for a few minutes and kind of jam out for a minute, and then we'll get the show started.
Hello, I was some homeless guy busking on the street, and now I'm in here.
Do you want a break?
Sure.
So it's the day up. Are you on any of the Austin shows before he goes to Austin? Because next week he does the Rock Island show, and this week is the Black Hawk Room.
I think just the open mics that he might be doing.
And so, how many times have you done 10 to 15? Probably a lot.
Yeah, probably at least I want a handful of times for sure. Probably at least like 15 to 20 times maybe.
Jeez, wow.
I wouldn't be able to do 3 minutes. Sorry,
Oh, you're filling time. Well, it's tough to fill the time, and that's the thing. And all the advice that you get, they say, well, cut this, cut that, and it's like, well, there goes all the time that I've worked to build up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you try to get more than that, obviously. Cut anything you can. They say cut the fat. I haven't done that with my body.
Oh.
I thought that Ryan forgot my name. The goddamn name's pouring rain. God is saying the screaming wish I could explain that this whole world gets ugly.
Oh. What had that screen?
All right, Dan. Great. Well, wish me luck tonight. Really looking forward. It's going to be nice to spend some time with Austin before he has to go to Austin.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Yeah,
Get a final show with him.
He asked me to be on his Austin Before Austin show on YouTube.
Right.
Austin goes to Austin.
It was Austin before Austin, now it's Austin in Austin.
Oh, wow.
What a great
Something's got to give.
What?
Deep enough, stop your heartbeat like a cold and lonely breeze. And most of these girls can get so ugly. Most brides, they make me want to die. I want to die, or at least drink myself blind. But baby, you ease my troubled mind. But Ryan, you ease my troubled mind.
Hey, Todd. What's up? Made it. What's up, Todd?
Not much.
You gonna do some comedy?
Yes, sir.
Austin's going away show.
One of them. One of several.
Oh yeah, his 5th going away show. Because I'm still here, everybody.
At this point, it's like, just leave, fucker.
Yeah. That's what I said at his roast. I said by the time you leave, Tyler Meyerhoff will get back.
All right. On deck is the man of the hour, Austin Ingalls. Give it up for Austin Ingalls.
Oh, yeah!
The way to the mic right now, ladies and gentlemen, the local legend, David Collins.
Yeah!
This balloon says adios, retard!
pregnant woman. How sad is that? I was thinking this was just telling me earlier. He's editing all of his clips now. He's putting them online. He said though he's listening to so much of his own material, his ears are getting dry. Everybody keeps talking about this guy. Get out of here already. He's been teasing it for months. Meyerhoff, like, he's going to be back by the time you leave. They're supposed to be roommates. Oh, they hate each other.
He's going to Austin, Texas. It's the home of Kill Tony. Woo! It's a big show. You guys know what Kill Tony is? You probably don't. So you won't get this.
Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
But I was asked to impersonate Tony Hinchcliffe.